What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we are doing an install for a 5th Gen Camaro Flex Fuel kit. If you guys are interested in doing Flex Fuel on your Camaro, hit up lethalgarage.com. There's a link down below in the description. But this is full install and going over the tools you'll need to make it happen. And I will say, before we start this video, huge shout out to @RedBarnRacing. If you guys aren't following him on Instagram, hit him up. If you need car work, need anything done, cams, full builds, lowering, headers, whatever. If it's car related, needs to be installed or removed or added or upgraded, Mr. Mike here can help you out.
I do work.
He does. He puts in work. Hit him up. Check it out. Let's get to this install. If you purchase the Lethal Garage kit, you are going to get your power harness. You will get a new fuel line. You will get the Flex Fuel sensor. And then there is the option for the quick disconnect tool for your fuel line. You will need one of these. So if you don't have one, we offer it for $4.99. But with the kit, it's a complete kit. It is basically plug and play, but tool wise, you'll need an 8mm, a little pick tool of some sort. This will allow you to get the ECU pin in there if you need to. We do have a pair of snips. This is they're on the ECU plug. There's a zip tie, so you're gonna have to pull that out. And we have a long pair of, I guess, needle nose pliers or pliers to be able to pull the little pins out of the ECU that aren't being used. So let's get into the install.
Step one.
Remove the oil cap and your giant engine shroud. Is that what we're gonna cover that? That's what I'm gonna call that.
Yeah.
So right down here, you will see your fuel lines coming out. There is a metal retainer clip. It's a safety clip. You just pull that off, like so. Now you'll use your disconnect tool. You slide it over your fuel line.
Usually this is easier. But I may have a guy with a camera.
Fuel line disconnects. Now we have the fuel line included in the kit and the Flex Fuel sensor. You want to talk about how you're going to install those?
Well, we're going to push this on here and clip it in. And don't do this. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It'll work.
It's hard to see, but you'll put your fuel line that we included in the pack onto the fuel stub that's sticking out that you just disconnected. Basically, you'll push it on until you hear a click sound, and you can tug and pull on it to make sure it's a nice tight fit. There it is. So now the fuel line that was connected before we started this, you can bend that up and over, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the sensor in line to that line and plug it into our new line. Now many people may ask, which way does the sensor go? It actually doesn't really matter.
Goes either way.
The sensor will read the flow no matter which way you put it on. One thing I do want to highlight, there's a couple options you have in placing the Flex Fuel sensor. You can mount the sensor up here over in this corner, or you can route it like we're ultimately going to do with the fuel line, so it will sit underneath the shroud, and that way when people pop your hood and look under it, they'll never even know you have a Flex Fuel kit. Now again, you can put it over here. It will be visible at that point. It's not ugly by any means, but it's visible. So it's up to you on how you want it to mount. You can mount it here. You'll run the fuel line underneath your brake lines here, or like we did, we ran it all in the front, and then the cover is gonna go right on top of it. We will zip tie a few places. Zip ties are not included, but you guys could choose how you want it to be installed, sensor placement wise. So now we have the power harness. The power harness obviously plugs into the sensor. We will get power from the evap, which is right here. Super easy to get to and unplug.
Like that.
Now these connectors are all OEM fitted connectors, so they go right in, plug in. There's no wire cutting, there's no ghetto clips. It's all OEM, good to go. And our ground wire goes right to that front grounding point. Now you may be saying, hey Lethal, the intake's plastic, how can you ground it there? Well, this bolt goes all the way down to an aluminum head, and then this bolt is 89 inch-pounds on the torque. Now that we have the wires plugged in, we're gonna do some wire cleanup and also route our ECU pinout wire down towards the ECU. And once that's complete, we will show you how that all looks. So at this point, we have everything zip tied in place, and we have our pinout for the ECU ran down towards the ECU. Kind of tuck this out of the way. But your ECU sits right here below your fuse box. You have a J2 and a J1 connector. This is the connector we are gonna be taking off and pulling out. And well, yeah.
Oh, is that my cue?
Yeah, that's your cue.
Sweet.
So it's just, there's a safety clip, lift up, pull off, lever action, and then it backs right out.
And then we're pulling both. Give us a little space to work with.
Yes. If you do pull both, you can then, you could see as, you could pull, I can't talk. You could pull the whole harness up, but we can get right into the clip. There's a plastic shroud piece that covers everything for the backside of the wires. You can see the two clips here, pop those off, and that just slides right off. Okay. Remember that zip tie we mentioned?
Zip tie off.
Zip tie is cut. And again, that just gives us more flexibility. Now there's a plastic tray covering the pins. You can use a flathead or a pin tool to basically just kind of work it off. Get some better lighting. There we go.
There's that.
That comes right off and reveals all of the pins. And we are plugging your pin into slot 40. Now Mike will show you exactly where 40 is.
You know where 40's at? All right. So right here, there's a marking stating that that's pin 1. And then if you count these out, there's exactly 16 in this row, 16 in the second row. So pin 40 will be in the third row. And then this will be 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And these don't have the little pullouts in them, so that's why I'm using the pick tool today. So the pick tool, you just simply shove the plastic blank through, run your wire as you wish before you plug it in. Like that. And then to finish pushing the blank out, as soon as I find out what I did with it, there's the hole. Oh, this one doesn't want to slide in so easy. That's thunder. Nope. Thunder from down under. There we go. And then we're all the way in now. So they should all be flat and level. Nothing hanging out. And we are going to snap that back in. Give the wire a little tug. Make sure she's not going anywhere. There.
And button it back up. Now that the pin is put in place, we're gonna zip tie this back together. Slides in, snaps down. Don't forget to pull the safety clip up. Or is it push down?
Push it down.
Sorry, push down on the safety clip. And this kit is now fully installed. Let's get the shroud back on the motor and we'll show you how clean of an install this looks once complete. There you have it. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, post them down below. As always, I do appreciate you guys checking out the videos. Again, if you guys are looking for flex fuel kits for your 5th, 6th gen, Corvettes, etc., links are down below, lethalgarage.com. And until next time, hope to see you on the road.